that number 8 car. The number 12 machine, that's the Wade Gagner-owned race car. The former Sherwood Industries Sherry Cup machine car.
Had a lot of good moments at this track.
Oh, it sure did. Brett Bodine sat behind the wheel. Magic Shoes Mike McLaughlin. Even the legendary, there's no question about it, and along with Kenny Bouchard, just to name a few of the many drivers that drove for Sherwood Industries. They were once the world's largest manufacturer of paper cups out of New Britain, Connecticut. Well, it looks like we are green and racing, and if you blinked your eye, it would be the best trip to memory lane that we could all remember. Is if you grew up here at Stafford, this is the way they looked back then, and this is the way they ran back then.
Now remember, this is not a preconceived finish. These drivers are racing hard, trying to get the win. So they are not holding anything back.
The 51 machine out in front, looking very, very strong as they come off the turn. But look at that 00, reeling him in.
Yeah, he looks even stronger. Scott Anderson. Mike Teague has the lead, but only by a knitting needle over Scott Anderson. Then it's Fred Levangie. He is in third, and that car has been very successful on this vintage circuit. Remember, he almost won the qualifying round, and right now he is in the middle of the action, 3 laps into this 15-lap feature.
Look at Scott Anderson from Mooresville, North Carolina. He actually works on Cup cars. He worked with Joe Brady for so many years, the legendary Joe Brady, and he was so excited about coming to Stafford and competing in memory of his great friend Joe Brady. And look, he's trying to make a bid for it, Matt. It didn't work that time, but I'll tell you, that's a quick race car. And those 4 cars, about the same distance separates them. So let's see what's going to happen. And now look at Scott Anderson. He works the bottom of the racetrack in turns 3 and 4.
Looks like that 51 car, however, Mike Teague, gets better as the race gets longer, as he is leading by the length of an ironing board over that 00. We still have a long way to go, with Levangie holding on to third. A little deeper in the field, we see Greg Massini.
We've got a spin, Matt.
And it's the 30 car that is pointed in the wrong direction.
Beautiful looking race car goes sliding down through the center of the infield. And that's going to bring out the caution. 6 laps are now complete in this 15-lap event.
Now coming up next, we will have
everybody's getting crossed over. And we are 6 laps now complete in this 15-lap event. We remind you, our food stands are open in the midway with food prepared just the way you like it. We can smell those delicious sausage sandwiches and the great popcorn and all the other great items from the midway way up here at Broadcast Central. And we invite you, because you're more fortunate than us, to go down and get yourself a snack and make it an enjoyable visit to the Stafford Motor Speedway with some great food. And for those of you that like an adult beverage, the Double Hook Lounge is where it's at. Oh, what a big jump that 51 car got back.
Yeah, and trying to stay with him is Fred Levangie in the 41. He moves into second. Anderson drops back into third. Massini fourth. Biergard fifth. Wagner sixth. But look at our leader, Mike Teague, as Teague has a great battle behind him between Levangie and Anderson wins the war.
He certainly does. Anderson, the back end snaps around, and
Massini clobbered him.
Contact is made, and what a heartbreaker. Car number 19, Massini, had no place to go, and you can see the severe damage done to the right side for today, because we have an individual who is getting married that's usually a part of our lineup here.
I think right about now he is getting married. Mark Warnack, who has been the producer of our telecast at Stafford for many years, starting back in the NASCAR New England days. So at 4:30 he was scheduled to get married, not too far from here, at Powder Hollow in Enfield. So congratulations to Mark and his bride.
Now, that 30 machine is our good buddy Gary from Sunoco, New England Racing Fuels.
Gary Byington in
Yes,
that car.
that is correct. He was not on our roster. We apologize for that, but all of a sudden he's moved into the third spot. He's looking for a podium run, and believe it or not, Scott Anderson, we thought that car was damaged and it couldn't continue, but boy, were we wrong, because he's still back among the top 4 cars. And Matt, you said it best when you said that Ben in the 41 car was going to be a factor at the close of this event, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now.
Because that lead is starting to shrivel from Mike Teague. So Teague's lead is disappearing. Lavangi is right there. And Gary Byington, he has won races in this vintage division. Scott Anderson, I think that's why we call them vintage cars, Ben. They're a little tougher than your average race car.
I agree with that. And then all of a sudden, Wade Gagner's starting to pick up the pace a bit, and he's applying the pressure on the Scott Anderson machine. So we are now 10 of the 15 laps complete limited late model feature event coming up next for 20 circuits around the half-mile facility. And again, it appeared for a while that our 41 was closing up the gap, the former Leo Clary Bob Santos car. And what's kind of interesting, Matt, is you watch that car go through the turns, and just like in days of old, you'll watch the body actually lean on the race car. Now watch it come off turn number 4, and then it settles back down and straightens out just a bit as he goes into turn number 1. So a little bit of weight transfer there, we'll call it.
Well, he's got less than 3 laps with which to make a move against Mike Teague as they're able to whiplash their way off of turn number 4. Gary Byington in sole control of third. Then is Scott Anderson, followed by Gagner, and things are tightening up. Now they are separated by a popsicle stick at the front of the field.
And the 41 gets crossed up, and he goes sliding down through the center of the infield, trying to get back out, does a 360 spin, and is 13 up on the board, fires it back up, and the white flag is out. There is less than 1 circuit remaining. Gary Byington has moved into the 2nd spot, and moving on to the podium is Scott Anderson with the number 00, the Joe Brady race car. And as they come back to the stripe, there is the checker, and there's our winner.
So Mike Teague has taken down the checkered flag in the Mike's Custom Auto car, finishing in 2nd. I believe that's Gary Byington. Then it is Scott Anderson 3rd, Gagner 4th, Tom Beauregard will be in the top 5.
Morning, I'm feeling down. 'Cause all this life's such a drag. And I can help but stare at my cue. Think about what good times we had. 'Cause every day was a Saturday. 'Cause I ain't got a thing to do. Have a good time. That's right. Just won't have a good time all night. That's right. That's right. I got some cold shit on some ice. And all the fellas coming through. Gonna drink us some beer tonight. Try to find me a girl or two. I hope you find me a redhead. 'Cause I've never been a woman, but I bet it'd be a good time. That's right. Just won't have a good time.